The Times now has accessed the application that has been filed by Manish Sisodia, the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister, who's filed a plea in the Supreme Court seeking relief and challenging the grounds of his arrest on the part of the CBI. We'll come back to the details on this in just a short while, but Mr. Sisodia has moved the top court, challenging his arrest and the manner in which the CBI has proceeded against him in the alleged liquor scam case. He was sent to CBI custody by a CBI court, Rouse Avenue in Delhi, for 5 days till the 4th of March. He's currently being quizzed on the part of the agency over his alleged role in the liquor gate matter. Meanwhile, the A M Party has vowed not to bow down in front of the central agencies as well as the BJP, calling the CBI's actions a complete act of vendetta, and also questioning the CBI and the BJP as to why similar action has not been initiated against the Prime Minister's friend, they claim, Mr. Gautam Adani. They've also said that they'll continue protests against what they describe as dictatorship on the part of the BJP-led central government. Now, the Supreme Court will be hearing Mr. Manish Sisodia's petition in a short while from now. The hearing was supposed to begin at 3:50 p.m. this afternoon. That's got delayed by the fact that the Supreme Court currently has been hearing a matter related to the state of Punjab's budget session. And Sisodia's hearing is now likely, in fact, to be heard in a short while from now. His lawyers are known to have arrived at the top court. Let me, in fact, go across to Nilashish for more on this. Nilashish, what explains the delay right now as far as Mr. Sisodia's hearing is concerned in the Supreme Court, and what specifically is his prayer before the top court?
Well, Siddharth, as of now, the bench headed by Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud is hearing a petition filed with regard to the Punjab Assembly budget session. But this happens because the mentioning that took place in the morning was simultaneous with respect to Manish Sisodia's plea as well as this particular plea. The bench, the CJ at that point had said that he would take up both matters at 3:50 p.m. So the bench, of course, decided to go with the Punjab matter first, and therein the hearing is on. What we are seeing right now from the court is that the bench is now dictating the order in the Punjab matter, and soon after that,
so the hearing in the Sisodia matter might begin quite shortly. Nilashish, stay with us because we have another update, which is that Manish Sisodia's wife is likely to come at approximately 5 p.m. at the CBI headquarters with lawyers and is likely to stay there for 10 to 15 minutes. Let me go across to my colleague Bhavtosh for more on this. Bhavtosh, this is something that's in keeping very much with the order that was issued by the CBI court judge who allowed Sisodia's family members to visit him during the course of his custody with the CBI.
Yes, Siddharth, these are the orders of the court that the family member, the immediate family member, can meet Mr. Sisodia and also the lawyer for 15 minutes. In fact, the court has also gone ahead and said that parts of the questioning can also be recorded on the CCTV footage, and that no kind of coercive action should be used by the CBI. CBI has also agreed to this, and they have also said that medical examination of Mr. Sisodia should be conducted within the confines of the CBI headquarters. Now, all these conditions are being met, and that's the reason why Mr. Sisodia's wife will be meeting him. But for the first time, this will be happening, and she will be meeting the Deputy Chief Minister for the first time inside CBI headquarters. Mr. Kejriwal had already said that they will be taking care of the family of Deputy Chief Minister. This statement was issued by Kejriwal much before he was arrested. In fact, as soon as he went for the questioning, Arvind Kejriwal has issued a statement saying that they are fearing that Sisodia will be arrested, and all possible help will be given by Aam Aadmi Party and also by the office of the Chief Minister. So Sisodia's wife will be going there at the CBI headquarters and meeting Mr. Sisodia. The questioning, if I can tell our viewers, will be taking place on the ground floor, and as per the law, they will be allowed to meet for 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, Bhavtosh as well as Nishish do stay with us, and we also have Mr. Sanjay Hegde and Mr. Swapnil Kothari joining us on the broadcast for a legal perspective. But before we go to our guests, let's in fact break down some of the details with respect to what exactly Mr. Sisodia is being investigated for. In fact, in a mega exclusive, Times Now has been tracking the rupees 100 crore trail and the alleged link between Delhi and the South Group in this particular case. The murky mystery deals have come to the surface in this particular matter, also highlighted by the ED as well as CBI sources. There was a 5 to 12% of profit for barons that was initially proposed. Let's in fact take you inside some of the details that Times Now has been exclusively tracking, how the Liquorgate scam unfolded. As per sources, an expert committee had been set up to suggest changes in the excise policy. However, it did not recommend zonal license at the retail level, nor did it suggest any privatization of the wholesale model, which were part of the final draft. This is as per the Central Bureau of Investigation, and this was not something that was to the liking of the Finance Minister of Delhi, Mr. Manish Sisodia, the minister in charge. Times Now breaks down the details. Let's listen in.
So who tweaked the excise policy and how were the checks and balances of policy mechanisms overridden? Well, let's break it down for you step by step to uncover the murky mystery. The expert committee was set up to suggest changes in the excise policy. However, it did not recommend zonal license at retail level, nor did it suggest privatization of the wholesale model, which were in the final draft. This, as per the CBI, was not to the liking of Manish Sisodia, the minister in charge. This is where the GOM then stepped in which allegedly was used to override the expert committee recommendation. Problems cropped up when the expert committee report was put in public domain, which made it tantamount for the Sarkar to seek legal opinion. This was then put before the Council of Ministers, but CBI claims that Sisodia was against this as well. Mysteriously, the note of the Council of Ministers was not taken up, and even now it's untraceable. And then a revised note, which didn't factor in the legal opinion, was put out, based on which the GOM was then constituted. In February 2021, the group of ministers meeting, there was no discussion on the contentious wholesale model. And then came the alleged murky meetings. As per the CBI in March, Vijay Nair met representatives of the liquor manufacturers and the South Group. He allegedly sought a commission for drafting a favourable excise policy. CBI furbishes WhatsApp chats which show that the South lobby got involved in tweaking this policy. The 15th March GOM had suggested a 5% profit margin. So how did it get hiked to 12% profits? Well, CBI alleges from 14th to 17th of March, the South Group stayed at a hotel in South Delhi. In fact, they used business centre of this hotel to print the photocopies of the documents of the excise policy. Incidentally, on 18th of March, Manish Sisodia handed over a document to his then secretary, which was suspiciously very similar to the one which was printed at the hotel lobby. This was the draft of the GOM recommendation of excise policy. This document had the identical number of pages as the number of pages photocopied by the South Group in the hotel. The draft also contained 12% profit for wholesalers and even a higher turnover eligibility for them. This was allegedly included in the final report of the GOM. After objections were raised about the entry of Indo Spirits dominated by the South Group for the grant of license, they then submitted a second application. CBI alleges that immediately Sisodia gave directions that they should be granted license on the second application. This is how the CBI claims that the Delhi liquor policy was tweaked and made favourable for liquor barons, all allegedly at the behest of Manish Sisodia.
Well, we'll continue our coverage of the hearing that's likely to start very soon in the Supreme Court. But before that, we have to slip into a short break. We'll come back on the other side in some time from now. Stay tuned.